Hello, and welcome to the English Briefing, the podcast that helps you navigate your professional journey. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Chloe. It's great to be with you all today. David, we have a really important topic lined up.
We certainly do. Today we're tackling one of the most nerve-wracking parts of the job search, the interview. Our episode is called How to Get Hired.
Exactly. And since many of our listeners are learning English, we want to make this super practical. So today, we're going to do a simulated job interview.
That's right. I'll play the part of the hiring manager, the interviewer. And Chloe here, with her bachelor's in commerce and internship experience, will be our job candidate.
I'm ready. And along the way, we'll pause and explain why certain answers work well, and we'll define some key vocabulary for you.
Excellent. But before we jump into the interview itself, let's talk about the first, most critical step, preparation. You can't walk into an interview without doing your homework.
Homework. You mean research, right?
Precisely. First, research the company. What do they do? What are their values? What's their mission statement? You can usually find this on the About Us page of their website.
I also think it's smart to look for the company in the news. Have they launched a new product or won an award? Mentioning that shows you've made a real effort.
And don't just stop at the About Us page. Try to understand their products or services. Who are their main competitors? Having this deeper knowledge allows you to talk about their business in a more intelligent way during the interview. That's a fantastic tip, Chloe. It shows you are genuinely interested. Second, reread the job description carefully. Understand the responsibilities and required skills. Think of examples from your past experience that match what they're looking for.
Okay, so know the company and know the role. What else?
Prepare your own questions to ask the interviewer. We'll get to that later in our simulation, but it's very important. It shows you are engaged and thinking seriously about the role.
Got it. So research, prepare examples, and have questions ready.
Perfect. Now, let's begin the interview. Are you ready, Chloe?
Ready as I'll ever be. Let's do this.
Clears throat, tone becomes more formal. Hello, Chloe. Thank you for coming in today. We're excited to learn more about you. To start, could you please tell me about yourself?
Of course. Thank you for having me. I recently graduated with a bachelor's degree in commerce, where I specialized in marketing. That passion for marketing led me to a 2-year internship at a mid-level company where I supported the digital marketing team. I gained hands-on experience with social media campaigns, content creation, and analyzing market data. I particularly enjoyed seeing our online engagement grow by 15% after a campaign I assisted with. Now I'm eager to bring my skills and enthusiasm to a full-time role where I can continue to grow, and this marketing associate position seems like a perfect fit.
Back to host voice. Okay, let's pause right there. Chloe, that was a fantastic answer.
Thank you. Let's break it down for our listeners. What made it good?
First, you used a structure that we call the past, present, future model. It's a simple and effective way to answer this question.
Right, so my past was my degree and my internship.
Your present was about the skills you have now and what you enjoy.
And my future connected my goals to this specific job.
Exactly. You also included a specific achievement, increasing engagement by 15%. Numbers and data make your experience much more powerful. Finally, you kept it concise, probably around 90 seconds. It was a professional summary, not your entire life story.
That's a great summary. So listeners, practice your past, present, future story.
All right, let's get back into the interview. Interviewer voice. Thank you, Chloe. That's very clear. Now, could you tell me, what are your greatest strengths?
I'd say one of my key strengths is my adaptability. For example, in my internship, our team suddenly had to switch to a new project management software. While some colleagues were hesitant, I spent a weekend learning the new system through online tutorials. By Monday, I was able to not only manage my own tasks, but also help 2 other team members get comfortable with the software. This meant our project stayed on schedule without any delays.
Host voice. And pause. Another brilliant answer. The key here was not just naming a strength, but proving it with a specific example.
Right, and there's a great technique for structuring these kinds of answers. It's called the STAR method.
Yes, The STAR method is essential for behavioral questions, which often start with, "Tell me about a time when." Can you break down what STAR stands for, Chloe?
Of course. S is for situation, describe the context. For me, it was the team switching to new software. T is for task, what was your responsibility? Mine was to learn the new system. A is for action, what specific steps did you take? I spent the weekend doing tutorials. And R is for result, what was the outcome? The project stayed on schedule.
Situation, task, action, result. Using that framework makes your answers clear, specific, and impactful. Okay, now for the question everyone dreads. Interviewer voice. Chloe, what would you consider your biggest weakness?
That's a thoughtful question. I would say that in the past, I sometimes took on too many tasks at once because I was so eager to learn and contribute. I realized that this could sometimes affect the quality of my work if I was stretched too thin. To address this, I've become proficient in using project management tools like Asana and Trello to prioritize my responsibilities. This helps me ensure I'm giving my full attention to the most important tasks and delivering high-quality work on time. That's a great point, David. And it's not just what you say, but also how you present yourself. Let's talk about interview etiquette for a moment.
Host voice. And we'll pause again. Listeners, do you see what she did there? This question isn't a trap. It's a test of self-awareness and honesty.
Right, you should avoid cliches or fake weaknesses like "I'm a perfectionist" or "I work too hard."
Exactly. Chloe chose a real, genuine weakness, but she didn't stop there. The most important part of her answer was explaining the specific positive steps she has taken to improve. It shows a growth mindset.
It turns the weakness into a story of personal development.
Perfectly put. Let's continue. Interviewer voice. Thank you for that honest answer. Looking ahead, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I hope to have become a true expert in digital marketing. I'm excited by this role because it offers clear opportunities for growth and learning. I would love to grow with the company, take on more responsibilities, perhaps even mentor new team members, and contribute to larger, more impactful marketing campaigns.
Host voice. Okay, a quick pause. The goal here is to show ambition, but ambition that aligns with the company. Chloe's answer was great because she didn't just talk about her personal goals, she connected them to growing within the company. It shows she's looking for a long-term commitment, not just a stepping stone.
That makes sense. It shows you're invested in their future too.
Correct. Now for the final critical part of any interview. Interviewer voice. Well, Chloe, this has been a great conversation. I've asked you a lot of questions. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, thank you. I do have a couple. First, could you describe the team's culture? What do you enjoy most about working here? And second, what does success look like in this role in the first 90 days?
Host voice. And that, listeners, is how you end an interview. Pause. Chloe, why is it so important to ask questions?
Because an interview is a two-way street. You are interviewing them just as much as they are interviewing you. Asking thoughtful questions shows you're genuinely interested and trying to figure out if it's a good fit for you.
Absolutely. And the questions you asked were great. One was about culture and the human element, and the other was about performance and expectations. It shows you care about the team and about doing a good job. Avoid questions about salary or vacation time in the first interview, unless the interviewer brings it up.
Great advice. So the interview's over, we shake hands and leave, is that it?
Not quite. There is one final crucial step, the follow-up. You must send a thank you email.
Okay, what should that email say?
Keep it simple and professional. First, thank them for their time. Second, briefly reiterate, which means repeat your interest in the role. And third, it's great to mention something specific you discussed to help them remember you.
So something like, I particularly enjoyed learning about the upcoming product launch.
Perfect. And make sure to send that email within 24 hours of the interview. It shows you are organized, polite, and still interested.
Wow, that was a lot of great information, David.
Well, let's do a quick recap for our listeners. The keys to a successful interview are 1. Research. Know the company and the role. 2. Practice. Use frameworks like past, present, future, and the STAR method. 3. Be prepared to answer common questions honestly, especially about your weaknesses. 4. Ask thoughtful questions.
And 5. Always follow up with a thank you email.
That's everything. It might seem like a lot, but with practice, you can walk into any interview with confidence.
Thank you to everyone for listening. We hope this helps you on your journey to getting hired. Practice your answers and believe in yourself.
That's all the time we have for today on the English Briefing. Join us next time for more tips on navigating your professional life. Goodbye for now.